something more.
Get ready for spectacle!
In the end, all roads lead to me. This can end right here, right now. Will Agatha Harkness finally meet her end?
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This will be my Agatha All Along Episode 8, Episode 9 finale trailer video. Remember that they're airing both episodes back to back so that they air before Halloween and they don't overlap with the election that's happening in the US. Jac Schaeffer, the showrunner, was talking about what to expect, what not to expect, so I'll cover that during the video too, because it sounds like she didn't want people going into the finale expecting certain reveals that they weren't going to deliver on. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the episodes. I will be doing videos for the Vision TV series when it starts in a couple years too. That'll be like the next big WandaVision spinoff, and they also have some other mystery one they're developing after that, which might be a Wiccan and Speed show. Just because the whole goal that Billy has had for Walking the Road is finding Tommy. That's like the next big character they want to reveal. We know that White Vision is alive out there somewhere. We just haven't seen what happened to Tommy when Billy came back, because he's probably already in his other body too, somewhere. And it'd be a little bit like them slowly adapting the Young Avengers Children's Crusade, where they go around revealing where all the characters are, and a big part of that Young Avengers comic book was them finding out what happened to Tommy. Like, Billy learns that Tommy is his brother, and they have to go rescue him. He's been trapped somewhere. So probably one of the biggest things that Jac Schaeffer said not to expect for the finale is there aren't meant to be any big secret cameo scenes or big secret villains that we haven't seen already behind the scenes. I think what that statement was supposed to mean, she gave it in a couple interviews, is that we shouldn't expect a Tommy cameo scene and we shouldn't expect a Mephisto scene. I think her talking about secret villains behind the scenes is a Mephisto reference back to what happened during WandaVision. All because of the WandaVision theory mania that was going on when that was happening. It was a lot of fun, but there were a lot of people that expected Mephisto to secretly be behind a lot of things. So I think that's what she was trying to do for the finale. Personally, I never expected Mephisto to be too involved. I think he's meant to show up during the Ironheart series in the MCU, so they just wanted to tease that he actually did exist in the MCU back during Episode 3, and that was why they made the big Mephisto mention.
Others say he might be a demon, or an agent of Mephisto.
But when the showrunner talked about the actual finale, she said it's more about Agatha digging deeper into her character, like her facing her past, more reveals about that, and what's going on with her and Rio. All about what's going on with Billy, searching for Tommy, searching for Vision, and then eventually learning about Scarlet Witch. And Agatha facing up against her past, like making peace with her past, which I think gets into a lot of what really happened to Nicholas Scratch. Did she accidentally kill him for real? That's actually the more tragic theory. Like, we think that he might be collateral damage in her fight against the Salem 7. But really what might have happened, and this would be way, way worse, this would be the show going way harder, and they've been doing this episode to episode. They go pretty hard. Agatha keeps saying that she doesn't know how to control her power. It's sort of like Rogue's power. She touches you, she saps your power, and she can't control that. Maybe Agatha accidentally killed Nicholas Scratch herself with her power, and she didn't know how to stop herself from making it happen. What could be more tragic than a mother killing her own child? Way back when Agatha heard Jen telling all these crazy stories about the things that she done, like all the terrible stuff that she done, she actually said that the truth was more horrible than the lies. So what could be more horrible than her accidentally killing Nicholas Scratch herself? There's also a ton of flashbacks to the 1800s and what looks like Salem to show how Rio and Agatha met for the first time, and a bunch of scenes where it seems like they're facing each other, like Rio is confronting her in a more deathly cosmic kind of way, like she's revealed herself. So now it's going to be more about what Death herself is doing with Agatha, like why would Death choose to be in this way with Agatha? One of the big things about her being Mistress Death of the MCU is that as a cosmic entity, she's omnipresent. Like, she's this crazy god tier level powerful character. Why would she care to be with a single person at any one given time? In reality, what's happening here is that we're actually just looking at a piece of Death's consciousness that's just choosing to inhabit this particular physical form. So it's not like all of Death all over the cosmos in the entire MCU universe is localized to this one area. So like Death doesn't operate in the other part of the universe when she's here. Death operates everywhere all of the time. We're actually just seeing a piece of herself that's put herself in a physical body so that it can communicate with Billy and Agatha here. while she's been with them on the road here, she's still been off in other parts of the universe claiming bodies the way that she's supposed to, doing her job as she said it. Like people on the other side of the universe are still dying all over different planets, all these different galaxies while they're doing this. So it's not like she stopped claiming bodies while she's here with them. I also like the idea that Agatha might try to sacrifice herself to save Billy because wouldn't Rio, Death, want Billy because Agatha said he broke the rules when the hex came down, he was supposed to die, but his spirit jumped in to an available body. Like, you found a body, you survived, who cares if you broke the rules?
And I had to do something that I did not want to do, even though it was my job.
Saw an opportunity, an empty vessel, and you moved in. So you broke the rules. Big deal.
As we learned earlier this season, Death really cares about the cosmic rules of what happens to you after you die. So maybe Death tries to claim Billy's soul. Maybe Agatha does something to try and stop her from doing that, because it sounds like she slowly started to think of Billy as a surrogate son. It's just that she tried to play things off so that she doesn't reveal her true emotions, that she doesn't actually really care about what happens to Billy. And I think that'll probably be one of the final redemptions of Agatha. She does wind up sacrificing herself, or trying to sacrifice herself, because I do think that Agatha will come back in the future of the MCU, regardless of what happens to her at the end of the series. All I will say is that regardless, even if she does wind up dying at the end of the series, in the MCU, we've learned death is not the end, it's just the beginning of the next journey, meaning that even after you're dead, there are many ways for you to come back, because we're talking about the comics here. But remember, they left last week's trial. There was a green light implying that they were heading to the Green Witch trial, which is technically meant to be Billy, because Billy is the Black Heart inside Lilia's message, saying that he needed to be with them as part of the coven. But they did reveal that Rio as Death is the original Green Witch, so I think that's the other side of it too. It's the green trial, related to the Green Witch. So something in the next 2 episodes will deal with Billy inside what looks like this morgue-looking trial. Now, a lot of people wondering what's going on here. What actual room is this? The room itself looks like a morgue shaped like an actual hex, which I think is meant to be a reference back to Billy, because you see Agatha with her hands on Billy's head, and they're in the hospital gowns. There's these lights flashing above them. It seems like Billy's trying to remember something fully. Maybe this is him trying to reconcile whether or not he's Billy Maximoff, or he's William Kaplan, or is he both of them? That's probably one of the other big revelations of this series, is that eventually he will become an amalgam of both of those characters, so they'll just call him Billy Kaplan in the comics, because in the comics, his name isn't Billy Maximoff. He actually thinks of himself as Billy Kaplan, even though he is the reincarnated soul of Billy Maximoff. That was what Billy meant when he told Agatha that he already had a mother in real life. This mother, William Kaplan's mother, was the person he thought of as his current mother, not Scarlet Witch. But I think he will reconcile that by the end of the series, so he will start to think of Scarlet Witch as his mother, too. Okay, she is my mother.
Yes, it's me, it's Mommy.
But it also sounds like they didn't have any plans to actually cameo Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch on this series. Probably gonna wait till either the Vision TV series or a spin-off after that, or just wait till Avengers 5 to bring her back and have it be some big reveal. So maybe there will be a teaser for that at the end of this series, explaining how she could possibly be alive out there. All these 1800s flashbacks and these different flashbacks, I think they're just to show what Agatha did over the years. These people that she's fighting, taking the power from, seem like the Daughters of Liberty that she talked about in a previous episode. See how I got this scar? I fought these women. Speaking of which, a lot of people asking, did any of the Salem 7 survive this trial? Because people claim they only saw 5 of the 7 bodies hit the swords, so maybe a couple of them did survive to chase them through episode 8. There's also another scene of Jen climbing out of the dirt in Westview during the day. This actually could be from the finale or the end of episode 8, where she actually escapes what they're doing here on the road. I already talked about the theories about them just being inside Billy's version of a hex. Why do all of Billy's things inside of his room, all the Wizard of Oz stuff, all the other posters, correspond to things that happened inside the road? They really wanted us to pay attention to that previously, and his journal too. I feel like those will be big twists that they will reveal in the finale. There's the idea in last week's trial that he wished for Lilia and Jen, and poof, they just showed up immediately. And Lilia also told him when she was reading his tarot that he had the power to make his goals reality, which is a reference to his reality warping powers that he has from the comics, just like Scarlet Witch's reality warping powers. And probably one of the biggest, most notable scenes from all the previous trailers that we've seen, but haven't seen an actual episode yet, is him drawing the pentagram and casting this spell with it glowing blue. What spell is he casting here? Because it looks like some big magic that he's weaving. All these Wizard of Oz references inside his room just make it feel like there'll be a Wizard of Oz style twist at the end where they reveal that the other characters that we thought died might secretly still be alive, or he might bring them back in some way. One of the big things that they also revealed is that they had to walk the road with the Coven, like they needed the entire Coven to work together to solve all these problems, so it might have something to do with that. Like it won't all be, like everything won't finish until they all do it together. And in order for that to happen, some of them would also have to come back to life. Basically, Billy would be the Dorothy of this situation. But even if they're not supposed to have any really big cameo scenes, or like Tommy's not supposed to have a cameo scene in the finale, I think they will try to set up the idea that he is out there and Billy has a better idea of where to look for him and where to look for White Vision. Most of his conversation with Ralph Bohner was meant to help set up that Vision TV series too, as well as Scarlet Witch's return, so I think they'll just double down on that kind of teaser. Kind of the same way they ended the WandaVision series with a little bit of a teaser, like you heard Billy and Tommy's screams in the background when she was reading the Darkhold, but they didn't like literally show you where they were or where Doctor Strange was, just implying what was going to be happening next. Even though Agatha All Along has been its own show, a lot of the twists and things that they've gone for are things that call back to WandaVision. If there's any other Easter eggs and references that you spotted that I haven't talked about in the video, just write them below in the comments. And really big reminder, my full Episode 8, Episode 9 combined finale video will post next Thursday after they release it. The other big reminder is that Venom: The Last Dance is out this weekend. I've already posted my post-credit scene video. Click here for that, and click here for my full Agatha finale video. I'll update the link as soon as I post that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.